Hey everybody, Brian Boyle here, and welcome to episode 82 that is, of the Mesh Tongue. It's what day is it? Today's Thursday, and the reason I'm so messed up is because it's snowing here in Utah, down in the valley, which is kind of unusual this time of year, especially this low. So it's kind of got me a little goofed up today, but it's snowing and it's Thursday, and hopefully you are having an amazing day. Boy, I'll tell you what, hey, keep those questions, comments coming into me. Brian at company5k.com, so that's BRIAN, the number 5k.com. I'll be happy to get back to you with that. Little update, today is day 2 of my ketones. I decided to go twice a day, so I'm doing, I started that yesterday. I'm doing one of these in the morning and then one in the afternoon. I'm not sure. I'm going to measure tomorrow. I'm going to measure tomorrow the blood to see where we are in ketosis, whether or not it's actually working. I can tell you this, though. My wife doesn't like the flavor. She's not sold on it. Says it's very sweet. I've always been told from the people that told me about this, just kind of sip on this thing, so it's not one of those things that you just guzzle. And I guess maybe that kind of helps with like keeping the hunger pains away or whatever. But so far not bad. I haven't worked out yet today. I'm gonna go run here in a little bit, and I'll work out in a little bit also. So we'll see where we're at. So far this morning I had some coffee with creamer. It's a heavy whipping cream. I do 2 tablespoons of that inside the coffee. I haven't gone to the MCT oil just yet. We're gonna just try a couple things one at a time. I may do that once I finish with this kind of kit. Go to the MCT oil and see if we just stay in ketosis that way. And then we'll see how training goes with that. Since I'm not training for any races or anything like that right now, I'm just out working out general health, just running. But interesting enough, so I didn't have anything to eat until 12:30, and I had my morning one about 7 o'clock. I went to a meeting this morning, and so that's not too shabby, because normally what would end up happening to me is I'm hypoglycemic, so I would normally kind of have these crashes. So if I ate something at 6:30, I would be ready to eat by 8, 9 at the very latest. My stomach would be rumbling. I wouldn't have made it through till 12:30. So something's definitely interesting. We'll know more in a couple days. Like I said, this is just kind of a trial and error, so I'll be able to help you out with that a little bit. But so far, some interesting things. So we'll see how we do on the run, and then we'll measure blood tomorrow and see what it looks like. I haven't been following a strict keto diet. So like today for lunch, 12:30, I had a Jersey Mike's. If you like Jersey Mike's, that's fantastic. The number 31, which was the chicken cheesesteak, California style. So we'll see. Since I haven't been going strict keto, we'll see where we're at with this and see if these things are actually working. Especially going twice a day, because that's what they're saying, recommending for high level folks. Obviously the cost goes up exponentially when you start doing that, but we'll see. Tonight I want to talk to you also, we kind of talked about that, give you the brief update. Today I'm going to talk to you about part 1 of a 2-part series, and it's going to be on patellar tendonitis. And the patellar tendon is the connection from the kneecap down into the tibia. And so in the past, I've talked to you specifically, or not specifically, in general about the knee. I think it was episode 42. No, that was low back. Episode, where are we? 50 had knee kinesiotape. It's just a general knee thing. Now we're going to talk to you a little bit more about patellar tendonitis. Why do you get it? That'll be a 2-part tomorrow. I'll show you some exercises when I'm back in the office. I can show you some things that we can do for exercise-wise. But the patellar tendon, why is it so important? Well, it connects the kneecap to the tibia. And if you start getting issues, there's a bursa sac, there's a fat pad, there's some other things that can affect the tendon, or can be affected by the tendon. So even if we're not dealing with a true patellar tendonitis or tendinopathy, you can have the fat pad that can get pinched, or you can get the bursa that can get pinched, and you can have this pain. So how would you treat that? Well, a couple different ways. Modalities. So your ice, is going to be a huge thing. So taking something like your ice massage, going right over the patellar tendon. Okay, 5-10 minutes at a time. Around that whole area. Perfect. I do like stretching for the knee. Okay, again, we kind of talked about stretching and the way you want to have your stretches. The knee's got to be straight down, your hip coming back and touching your heel to your hip. Okay, you don't want the knee forward here. You don't want to be leaning forward and having nothing there. So you want to be completely upright, having the knee stretch, through there. That's going to help as long as it doesn't hurt. Okay, so if it hurts, I would back off that one because that one can be a little bit intense. So you want to make sure that you're stopping there. Again, crossing the knee over, so you can cross the knee over towards your opposite shoulder. That's going to pull up. All right, when you are holding those, hold those for about a minute. I would repeat those 2 to 3 times per day, daily, consistently. That's going to help stretch the outside here. Okay, so stretching through the outside of the leg, hit the vastus lateralis. All right, hitting up into the tensor fasciitis, or not the tensor fasciitis, but the tensor fasciae lata, the smaller muscle up in the hip. The IT band isn't really contractile, so it's really not one of those things. But you may have some trigger points up and through here. The retinaculum of the knee that holds the kneecap. If the kneecap's getting pulled over, if you're weak in the knee, that can cause some irritation. Also, we talk about this thing called the Q angle. Q angle is the angle that goes from the hip, all right, down to the kneecap, and then from the kneecap, and I'll show you here real quick, from the kneecap down to the tibial tubercle. So depending on where your tibial tubercle and where your kneecap are, all right, we'll take a line that will bisect and bisect. All right, and the larger that angle, that's called your Q angle. The larger Q angle you have, your kneecap will want to push to the outside. All right, so if you are one of those people that has a weak hip internal rotator, external rotator complex, glutes, those sorts of things that are weak, and that hip starts to collapse in, the knee's going to collapse in, that kneecap's going to want to push to the outside. So again, a lot of things that can be at play, but when we start looking at this, we start wanting to stretch, make sure that the muscles are balanced that way. Like I said in part 2, I'll show you some strengthening exercises, but understand that the knee and the patella, the first 7 to 10 days you start treating this thing, it should get better. So that's the thing. You don't want to wait and hope, all right, because after that, if you continue to wait and you're not doing anything for it, that's when it becomes the tendinopathy and we start running into some other issues. So day 1, day 2, start treating this thing, get the ice on it, the ice compression, massage. You can get some Coban wrap, which is just a self-adherent wrap. When you get that wrap, just put it on, make sure it's a spiral, not a circular wrap, so spiral it like a candy cane. When you put that on the knee, that should help with any fluid that may have some swelling in the knee as well, so that's perfect. And last but not least, again, we can go back to our Kinesiotape. The Kinesiotape, we'll show you real quick here. All right, you just kind of bring the leg up. All you're going to do is, I've already got this piece rounded, okay, so you would, again, round it. I know it's black on black, it's a little tough to see. All we're going to do is we're going to take our tape, again, have the knee bent. This one we're going to pull to the edges here, so we're still holding on. Okay, we're going to apply right to the knee, to just right underneath the patella. Okay, and then we're going to let that, so we'll stretch a little bit and then we'll let that release, peel off. Okay, and it's just a small, what we call an eye strip with rounded edges that goes right underneath. So my kneecap is sitting right here, okay, right along the patellar tendon. This is really nice if we're trying to release some of the fluid that's underneath there. We're trying to get rid of some of that swelling, okay. Again, it doesn't change the dynamics of the kneecap, but what it does is it lifts and helps to lift the skin underneath here. All right, so that can be a good one, especially for someone that might have a bursa that's inflamed or some of the fat pad that's inflamed. Very simple. Again, leave that on 3 to 5 days. You shower with that on, you pat it dry, and away you go. So, hopefully find some value in this. This is episode 82 of The Mesh Tongue. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll be back again with the next episode. And like I said, part 2 will be tomorrow, where I'll show you some strengthening exercises that should help with the patellar tendon and the tissues in that area. Remember, you want to make sure that you're stretching. Stretch the quad. Stretch, kind of opposite knee, or so knee to opposite shoulder. Okay, you can be sitting, you can be laying down for that. Hold those for a minute, repeat those 2 to 3 times. Do those a couple times a day. You can't overstretch frequency-wise. Just don't push through any pain. Ice massage. The Kinesiotape will be of some benefit, and then we'll show you some strengthening tomorrow. So if you found value in this, please share this with your friends, your family, your training partners. Whatever you do, don't go hurting yourself to come back. I'll see you again tomorrow on Friday. Thanks. Take care. Oh, and don't forget to check out runpainless.com.